All right. Today we are going to play the weekly Crazyhouse arena. I'm joining late, as you can see. I had to work till 9:30, but I'm here now, and we'll try to get some good games going, and maybe even try to get into the top of the table. I hope everything is working properly. And there we go. Let's berserk a few games. In the beginning, and then we'll see where it goes. Alright, c3. d3, she wins the bishop. And now he had to play queen e1 maybe, or something like that, but this just allows easy play for me. If he takes back, there will be a checkmate in a few moves. Now he has to block, then I play rook at h1, and then he has to block over there, and then pawn at e2 is checkmate. There we go. So this weekly Crazyhouse arena is kind of the same format as the daily tournament, but then it's twice as long, so 3 hours of Crazyhouse. 5+0. So no increments, but a lot of time if you don't berserk to play a game. Right, Jack raise 2000. Let's just say in this tournament chat that I'm streaming, because I did sign up for to be a streamer at Lead Chess, and sometimes it says I am streaming, but sometimes it doesn't. So therefore I'll just in the beginning I'll keep notifying also in the chats. And since I'm rather new to the streaming, I'll keep on figuring out how to do the best as I can. And alright, about the game. Here's the solid setup here. Maybe pawn at g4 is coming. I think I'll try rook e1 and then maybe d5 in the future, making use of the pin on the e-file. And trying to get in via the light squares. He might play a6 or something like that, and I could go back to d3. I could also take and then d5. Both options seemed reasonable. Alright. Maybe he's inviting me to play d5 and then take the rook. But okay, I guess I'll bite. Maybe he wants to play something like pawn at h3 after. No. Knight e5. Okay. Then we'll trade a few pieces. And that's probably not the wise decision. Now I have knight takes e5 next, and then take on c6 and open up his king. Still knight takes e5. If he takes with the bishop, I can take here with check. No, I'll still take. And maybe knight at c5. Or rook takes e5, depending on how he takes back. Well, let's go knight at c5 anyway. He can't take, of course, because of the pin. And knight takes b7 is a hard move to defend against, or at least he has to use a piece. Bishop at c8, I guess. And he then no longer can use that piece attacking me. Let's try to get in on f6. And well, although he has a lot of material still in the bank, I feel pretty comfortable here. And well, also his situation on the clock is fine for me. I'm a minute up, so if I have to spend some time thinking, that won't be a problem. But maybe knight e4 next, or this knight, and try to take the bishop, and then put the bishop on f6. Sounds like a plan. Let's go this one. Now pawn at f6 is also an option, or queen h5. Let's see how he wants to defend. Rook f8, okay. I think I'll like this trade. If he takes with the rook, and then with the queen, there will be a rook at e8 mate, so he can't take twice. So that just wins a rook for me. He doesn't see it. Alright. 1-2 games so far. Let's see who's at the top. Matzer, Dutchy 2000. Right. Let's not forget to berserk. Oh, that was a mouse slip. Pretty standard stuff, this queen e1 move. I've said it before, it's a great way to cover the pawn on c3, but also cover threats on g3 in the future. Let's harass the queen. And since he can't block with the pawn, I think it's bishop a3 will be an okay move. So let's go for it. And now I'm attacking two pieces at the same time. And already I have this, I have a comfortable position. He can take a few pawns. That's alright. Let's see how do I want to deal with this. I think knight at h2, maybe. Maybe just sacrifice another pawn. And then bishop takes c7 is okay. He has only one knight, he can place it on h3, but then just king h2. And there's nothing for him. And well, I can even take the knight on the next move if he doesn't move it. I have knight at d6. He can't castle. Bishop f3, maybe an option. So, although it seems like he has a good attack, Actually, there's not much going on for him. Let's take a block, and then we can get in on d6 or even c7 if he doesn't move the queen back to c7 or b8. There we go. Is there some sort of checkmating sequence with knight at c5 maybe? No, I don't have any pawns if he moves to d8, so let's just take the rook and see how we proceed from here. Knight at c5. And knight takes e6, discover check, and if he takes there's probably a strong move. Let's see. Yeah, also discover check. And he can't move back to this file. And the only thing is that he's now trying to escape via g6. So let's deny him that opportunity. He doesn't have any good checks. And next move we'll have a checkmate in a few moves. For example, pawn at d5. And the knight is covered by the bishop, so now he has to take the pawn, and there we go. That's checkmate. Good to see Fumitax playing, also a strong Crazyhouse player. Alright, the tournament leader. Let's berserk. Knight e5 I take, and bishop c5 maybe an option. d6 a bit safer. Yeah, queen e7 figured. I don't mind trading queens, because there might be some, if he tries to trade queens and knight at h5, there's already queen at e5 attacking the knight and king. So he first has to repair this king side. Maybe bishop d3 and castle or something like that. Now also queen e5 and try to counter attack. I don't know about knight at d4. Maybe he can just take and put another knight on f5. Yeah, he can. That's a bit careless by me. Let's see what he wants to do. Knight at c4 maybe. Knight at g4 to take on g7 next. If knight at g4, I'm thinking about sacrificing the queen and play knight at d4. Which, yeah, let's go there. Or d6 first. D6 allows bishop b5, so let's go knight here. And if he takes the knight now, I have knight takes f3. Just keep dropping knights and try to cover the knights tactically. And already he decides to give a queen back for 2 knights, which obviously is it's a fine trade. If he goes to g3, I'll have queen at e4. If he goes away from g2, pawn at g2 seems like a fine move. Therefore queen e4, but now queen at f3. And I didn't calculate any queen takes e7, but I think it won't be any good. That's just trusting my instincts. And he is probably now spending time either calculating queen sacrifices, but also if that queen sacrifice doesn't work, he maybe wants to try a defensive move, but well, it's hard to find a good defensive move here. Trading looks fine for me because I can take with check, and then he has to move to e2 and knight d4 is coming, and well, it's hard to foresee all the variations there. And moving the queen also doesn't seem that nice. Knight at g3 maybe an option, but then I can play pawn at g2. So it's hard to give white good advice here, even though maybe the computer or whatever says, well, just take on e7 and forced mate, but if he doesn't see it, well, then I'm fine. Alright, maybe he has found something. He wants to go bishop g5 and then just take my knight, which is reasonable. And then I have to watch out for d6 tricks. So I probably won't be able to take the knight, but I have to take the rook. Or queen at e4, intermezzo move. Yeah, let's do that one. But because I really want to take the knight. Knight takes f6 I just don't like. And bishop at g7, those kind of moves. And now I can just take, still denying him to castle. Knight at f3 is a threat, this bishop is threatened. Bishop at g2, alright. Let's see what I want to do here about this one. I could just play knight at f3. Takes. And what will he do then? Knight at d2 probably. Let's just take the bishop and take the queen. Because he can play d6, but then I can just take knight at d5 and king e8 and king f8 should be fine. At least I thought so. Or king d8 even. King d8 because then the rook also covers c8. I do, however, have to be careful for stuff like that, yeah. Let's see. Bishop at a5 seems like a wise defensive move. And also attacking because pawn at d2 and something pawn or bishop at c3 will come next. That's a nice nice touch. But now I can take this one and he can't take back because rook at d1 is checkmate. He had to go king e2 and I don't know if he would have survived that. Knight d4, maybe knight d4 back. And then king e1, well, he might have been safe. Happy to beat the tournament leader there. And well, if I keep on winning these berserk games, then well, I don't know if I will be able to catch these, but these guys. But I'm on 15 points, so I'm almost at the first page. Like berserk again. And often, if you're new to Crazyhouse, this sacrificing the knight for a pawn seems like a bit of a crazy move, but it actually gives your king a lot of safety if you take with the e pawn or g pawn, either way. And it will give you an open g file or open e file. And the extra piece is fine for white, of course, but it's hard to prove it that it's really that bad for black. As in chess, you will most of the time you will convert a piece up against a pawn, but in Crazyhouse it's not so easy. Let's go rook b8, a bit of a preventive move. Prophylactic even. Knight c5 doesn't do anything now. He tries it nevertheless. He wants to go bishop at d7. Let's prevent that. And then go e5 or e6 and take the knight. And then d4. That's my plan here. He could also retreat the knight to d3 after e6. And then I'll probably play bishop d6. And then I'm a bit cramped, but well, okay, he doesn't go for it. d4 is now not an option, so knight at c4, attacking the pawn and the bishop. And now I can play d4, or I can trade. Let's go d4. Let's see what he wants to do with the bishop. Move back, okay. I need to get some entry point. Maybe try to win the pawn on c5 and then pawn at e3. Pawn at c3. I could also have played knight takes b2 and pawn at c3, which is still an option. Gotta watch out for knight takes f6 business though. Let's take the knight and then harass the knight. Or take the bishop and then put the bishop on d5. Maybe it allowed knight takes f6 and then bishop at g5 and knight at f6. It's rather annoying. So this knight takes d2 was a bit careless. He doesn't go for it though. So can we prevent him? Yeah, let's go here and then cover f6. If he goes bishop at d6, I can take once and move the queen, because now d5 is covering f6. And if a few pawn trades or diagonal trades come, I have my own threats. Bishop at f4, bishop at e3. But okay, he just white is slightly better here, I think. Mainly because of the fact that I have no pieces in hand and my king isn't safe. I'm happy if he takes, because then the e file becomes open. Alright, my time is a bit low. Let's move a bit quicker. Let's try to force him to move. I'll need some trades, so I'll just get aggressive. Sacrificing the queen. knight at f6 coming, but then I can run to, at least I hoped. Well, this is just plain bad for me, but maybe there will be some cheapo. Yeah, he can take on f5. Or on c7 even. Anything, mates. Yeah, that was a bit careless by me, allowing that stuff on f6. Just a bad opening. Rook b8 wasn't necessary. Trying to be a bit too much prophylactic and not active enough. Alright, he decides not to checkmate me yet. So let's see, maybe we can prolong the game. Walk the king up to a3 and checkmate him. Probably not gonna happen. Let's pre-move pawn at b2 at all times. Rook at b5 is checkmate, for example. Alright. Too slow. But I didn't deserve to win that game anyway. Alright, let's get focused. Shouldn't play that inactive in the opening. Let's go d5. Bishop at d6. Just start to crush instead of the usual positional crazy house. Rook e1, knight d5. Pile up on the e6 pawn. Alright. I don't mind playing f4 in the future, so just to kick his knight back. Because then I can also play f5, which seems like a good move. Let's go for it. He can sack on f2, but I can just take, and he doesn't have any good entry points. Now knight d5 coming. If queen d8, pawn at d6 is very strong, so he probably has to sack the queen or move the queen that way, threatening on f2. So now I'll have to take the bishop, or I had to play pawn on g3, but I really wanted to reserve the pawn for at e6. And well, now I'm coming in via the light squares. Maybe he'll take with the knight, then my queen can join the fight. King e7, maybe f6 even as an option to give the bishop on h3 scope. Let's deny him the opportunity to go to the queen side. If rook b8, knight at c6 will be checkmate in a few moves. Knight at c6, king d7, pawn at e6, queen takes e6, f takes e6. Even if he doesn't, yeah, he has to defend against that threat. Let's take the rook. And now knight d5, threatening rook at b8, knight at b7. Now he has to go bishop c8, I think, to prolong the game. No, that's mate. Alright, almost the top 10. Hopefully that was my only, or at least my only unnecessary loss. Or maybe all losses are unnecessary. But that one was just a bad game. I don't mind losing a good game. This allows bishop at b4, which is a common theme in Crazyhouse, checking with the bishop and then retreating bishop to collect material, or also just to let him make a move like c3, which you could argue is weakening, and then you have no trouble at all. And now he's allowing me to harass his queen. Knight at f5, probably next, because queen. I'm expecting queen at queen g4. Hey Jamarlo, you hate this opening when you are playing black or when you are? I hate this opening as black. I guess when you're playing white. Yeah, it's a tough opening to play against the white, but I think that you have to. One of the tips I can give you is try to develop your knight to e2. So bishop d3, knight c3, and then knight ge2, and then knight g3 or knight f4. Because the knight on f3 is well, kind of always in the way of stuff. So therefore, in this opening, I think it's wise to play the knight to the g knight to e2, and then well, the game of course isn't over, but I think that's the best way to play for white, or at least the easiest one. Eyeing f2, probably he'll take, yeah, figured. Let's take back with the knight. And let's just keep on taking. And now if he allows me, I will put my material on the board. This is another example of checking and picking up material at the back. Because normally pawn at g7 seems like a great move, harassing the knights, trying to promote, so probably he'll win the knight. But now it's, since his king is open, it's a bad move, because I can take the pawn back for free, and then his counterplay is, well, not almost over, but at least for now. That's a nice defensive resource he found. Really nice. He will take my knight on my bishop on d6. But the funny thing is that if he takes, I have the same move again. That's actually quite a nice maneuver. I thought that he would win my bishop, but I forgot I just have the same move again. And my position looks a bit shaky, but he only has a rook in hand. He could trade bishops, but as soon as I'm allowed to put up my pieces on the board, I will have a good time. So knight at d4, for example, pawn at d2, pawn at c3, knight at d4 even, and knight at f3 as a threat. So maybe I'll try to play e4 next game, and if I'm white and if he responds with e6, I will try to explain what I meant. Let's see. This must be made. He takes the queen, knight to 3, pawn at d2. I have so many pieces in hand that I should be able to find a mate here. And I haven't calculated it all the way through, but I just figured, well, it must be made. And it's usually it's a bit dangerous to think that. But you just have to figure out which way the king is trying to escape. Like at this moment, he will try to run at e5, f4, and therefore I played this way. Bishop at c3 and queen at d2. Leading to a simple checkmate. Nice to see Yasser again. It's good to see him playing. Also yesterday he was playing in the Crazyhouse Shields, which I also streamed for 4 hours, but then I had to stop it. So I guess Mugwort went on to win that one. Let's see. Matzer and Seymour still at the top. Fumitux also joining. Alright. Let's see if it tries to play e6. Yeah. Now he goes b6. So maybe it's not as instructive as I hoped it would be, but still. Knight ge2 and then knight g3, covering e4. And maybe there was the chance of knight h5 later, but he plays h5 himself, which is rather aggressive. Let's see if we can punish that. Let's go e5. Bishop takes g2. I will play rook g1. I'll let him take f2. He doesn't have any knight checks, and I'm and if rook g8, I will play pawn at h7. And now he has this queen f6 retrieving the pawn. And already we have a very sharp game. Queen takes d4. I missed that one. Let's go bishop e3. Trying to get him to play knight at g4. Well, he didn't do it, because then I had planned to take, and I would have the rook on h8. But now I have to find a few good moves to get me out of this trouble. Knight at h5, maybe. Oh, I just left queen at g2 on. That's careless. That's really careless. Oh, that's resignable. Oh, that's bad. Thanks for following, Yappy. I knew you come true. Just destroyed Clearcast. Yeah, South Boss. That was well, of course also you played a good game, but it was a really bad game by me. Alright, GM Cam. Let's see if this Grandmaster in regular chess has some Crazyhouse skills. He also puts the knight on e2. Against this b6 system, I insisted to play knight e2, but actually it's not the best way to play. Which Southballs, I think, yeah, Southballs made painfully clear. Let's go here. Hey, Antique, I should say. Thanks for following, Jamarla1. Let's deny him castling, or he has to sacrifice the queen. And then I will fortify the pawn on d3 with pawn at e4 or c4. I guess e4. And next I'll have to develop some pieces. Defend against any attacks by him. A knight at c4 and something somewhere in the future will be very good. So it probably has to restrain from using his knights. The problem is that I need another pawn after that. So I guess I'll have to defend against this one. Let's try bishop d6. If bishop takes g7, I'll play rook g8, inviting knight at f6. Then I'll take, and bishop takes f4, knight at c4, and there will be checkmate. But maybe he can change the move order. Bishop takes d6 first, for example. Doesn't make any difference. Yeah, he noticed that a knight is very good for me. Yeah, it was true, Anzik. I was trying to explain something in a particular opening, but he played it slightly different and then just misplayed it and missed an easy checkmate threat by him. Let's go e5. I have to try to create something at e3. Bishop g5 I'll take twice, I guess. now d4 maybe. Yeah. The thing is that he still can't play knight at g7. Thanks, Yappy. Yeah, Yasser is playing a lot of Crazyhouse the last few days. It's really good for the game to see him play that much. I think I'll just have to pile up against this pawn. Try to find a way through. Maybe queen d5 at some stage. Eyeing this pawn on a2. Let's go bishop e6. The reason I didn't play queen d5 is that if I move this bishop, knight at f6 is a problem. And a knight for me is still very good, so he'll probably can place a knight on the board. And the problem, and a bishop for him will be defensively a nice piece. Bishop at d1, bishop at a4, bishop at g4. Alright, rook h8 maybe coming. A rook is also fine for me. So let's try to make him take with the rook. There we go, a knight. Let's get it. Queen f6, I think. I don't mind pawn at d7 because he doesn't have any entrance point after that. And now I'm threatening queen takes c4, knight at b3, pawn at c2. So he has to deal with that. And not only knight at d3, also knight at c4 is well, I'm not as quick as knight at b3, but probably they're also checkmate. Yeah, right. He doesn't see it. I guess. All right. Almost at the top 10. Fumitox is just crushing. And probably will take the lead in a few games. Since he has the fire and Matzer and Ximar can't seem to get a streak the last few games. And I myself also, due to that Pawn H by Sauce Boss, I'm not on the streak. Alright, RC66, berserking back. And here I have this pawn structure without sacrificing a piece for a pawn. So, positionally speaking, I should be very happy. Let's try knight takes d5. If e takes d5, I will play pawn at d6. If takes, then I can take back and I threaten to take on e7. And if not, I win the piece back. Now he has to take with the queen. Let's see, knight at g4. And I'll try to get in via h6. Queen h4 maybe, bishop at g3. And now he gives me this free move, bishop at d4, attacking the queen and the pawn. And basically he's just inviting me to sacrifice on h6 next move. Let's see. Let's go pawn at h7, bishop takes g6 and bishop h6, winning the queen. If he moves back, pawn at g7 is checkmate. Alright. I saw his boss trash talking in the tournament chats. Maybe I'll get the chance to get a rematch against him. Taking with the bishop instead of the knight, so in the future I could maybe play knight f5 or knight g6. Give him cover to my own king and also attacking his king. Let's see if he wants to trade knights. If bishop takes e7, maybe knight takes d4 was an option. Let's go knight g6 now. And I think his setup is okay for now. But maybe he had to go knight takes f5 and knight h5 or something like that when he had the shot. Right. Let's try this. And now I want to trade this knight on c3 maybe for the bishop on f8, and then try to get in on the light squares. Knight at h5, maybe then I will castle queenside and sack the pawn on g8. Now he's giving me this free move, pawn at e4. And in the future a bishop on f3 will be very good. So bishop at d3 is probably a blunder. Maybe he had to move king g1 or something like that. I could take, I could also play something else. Try to win a pawn somewhere to put on f3. Let's see how to get the pawn. Maybe just castle, get safe. Okay, this is actually not so easy. Let's go knight at g5. And my plan now is to take on d3 sometime in the future, and then also just get back on e4 with a piece. And knight at g5 is covering that as well. Alright, now he wants to take on g6. So I'll castle queen sides to get into safety. And it's fine by me if he takes there. Then the f-file becomes open for a rook for me to use in the future. Right, bishop a6. Interesting. Let's just take and go bishop b7. Or even king b8. King b8 seems fine as well. What to do here? I don't know. Want to go knight c4 at some stage. Pawn at b7, yeah. Probably a very good move for him. And then I'll have to move my queen. Or even just saying my threat is nonsense. But now queen e7 with the threat of queen g5. I guess he missed this one. That's too bad for him. He played a good game. And he let me escape there in the end. Alright, we've reached the first page. 1 hour to go. Maybe we'll get into the top 3. We'll see. Pawn in training up next. Let's pick up the pace. Berserk some games. Try to get as much points as possible. This bishop b5 move is mainly to harass him, to put his pieces in awkward positions like that. And now just move back. Now his bishop is blocking the queen. It's not much, but well, it's something. Now I have to decide if I'll castle and take on g2. Well, let's see how he wants to play this. Maybe even just d4 and leave the knight on g2, because the knight cannot move. Of course it can move, but it can't move to the safe square. d4, d5, something like that. Let's try that. And even if he goes pawn at h3, d5, he takes, bishop take, knight takes, something like that. Yeah, let's do that. Don't want him to take on f3 and knight h4 with the tempo. Seems like a bad move. And the funny thing is that the queen threat is, for now, it's actually fine. I'll just have to watch out for knight at h3 and maybe in the future. Let's take with the bishop. If I take with the knight, he could place a pawn on e6, and I have to move my knight again. And now I can force the queen trades, or at least something like that. And now there's this very double-edged position. Pawn at d5 is an option even if he moves back. Pawn at h6 in the future. Pawn at e5. And if he moves to d7, the bishop at h3 at some stage. Let's take. All right. I think now it's time to try to get the knight back. If knight f4, I'll take and trade queens. And then if the rook takes, queen at d5 is very strong. And now queen d5, probably a good move. Trying to lure him to a square where I can play a double check and maybe checkmates, or to e7 d8 where I have bishop g5 winning the queen. So for example now queen d7 runs into knight c5, he goes king e7, then I'll win the queen. And I'll take with the queen, because I've spotted this nice checkmating trick that if he blocks with some bishop, then I have queen at d7. Maybe it still works. Queen at d7, knight c5, double check. And now it doesn't work. Alright. Let's find a safe move. Knight takes g7, threatening all kinds of checkmates. knight f5, queen at d7. A lot of moves for him to consider. Which is the best? Which actually checkmate? Which is actually checkmate? Time. Queen e6. Hello, Jesus Bolt. King of 8. Alright, there we go. After King of 8 it wasn't so easy. I was planning to play Queen at c6 and then just run out of the checks and try to win that day. Alright, let's not berserk against this opponent, who seems to be better, on paper at least. That seems disturbing, Dr. Drunkenstein. Why would you want to do that? Oh yeah. c6 maybe. Let's just say that I knew I had c6 all along the way. The problem is d takes c6 isn't possible because pawn at d2 is checkmate. Well, at least now I've denied him the right to castle, and well, it's a very dynamic position, I would say. Knight g4. Problem for him is that he can, well, he always has this pawn to keep in mind. Maybe I can make use of that. Pawn at a3 maybe. Yeah, I figured. I saw him play at chess.com, some Backhouse games. Let's develop. Do I want to use a knight for this? That's the question. I guess I do. Knight at c7, yeah. He's managed to rook e1 was a good move. I underestimated the b6 stuff afterwards, and I kind of need to castle right now, but it will give him a lot of pieces. But yeah, let's go for it anyway. Maybe I don't have to take back. Maybe pawn at e3 or something. And then bishop f4. Don't know. Yeah, my knight at f5. Yeah, he might have missed mate there. True. Right, let's try this. Try to get some counterplay. Maybe knight at b6, and then take knight on f3, knight at c4. But he's managed to get a grip on the position. Knight at d5 maybe. Oh, he goes for this one. Oh, let's arrest the queen. And now take on f3. Now actually knight c4 will become a problem, I guess. Gotta watch out for a queen at h7. Let's block. Yeah, I might have. Didn't see it though. Not trying to get in via e3, but he probably won't allow that. Expecting pawn at f5. Yeah, but now I'll try to force my way in with b1 queen. Yeah, but maybe king f1 then. Don't know. At least I get a queen now. I don't have any knights checks. Does he have any tricky mates? No. Let's just take them. I think he missed knight c4 because now I feel like I'm in the driver's seat. Maybe he can get away with takes h7 or f7 for that matter. Let's see, where's the mate? Knight at h5. I have to lure him to the G file, and then I can take on G2. Does he have mate if I just take the rook? Don't think so. It's scary though, he has a lot of material, but also little time. I'll just keep running. It's getting tricky though. Yeah, I'm safe. Wow, Fumitux. Berserking all, winning all. That's the way to go. Well, so I guess I can catch him, but let's try to catch the number 3 guy. Yeah, it was a messy game. Maybe indeed he had checkmate with queen takes c6 and sacrificing the pieces. Probably he did. Guilty king himself, if this is the true guilty king, and this opening suggests it is. This is a username I encountered firstly on Fix, and he was just playing this, well, g4 in Crazyhouse, g4 h3. It's just, well, of course it's playable, but it seems ridiculous. Just seems like he was throwing games. Yeah, Fumi is good at circling. Well, he's good at Crazyhouse in general, so. Let's go. Bishop f4, maybe. Don't know. Don't think it works. Let's just go back. Now we can go bishop f4. If he plays e5 or pawn at e5, I'll just sacrifice. But he doesn't. He's going to try this very solid pawn mass and let me find a way to get through. He even offered a draw there very quickly. Don't know if you noticed, but it's also in the chat here. Alright, now I have my entry point. If he takes back, I have take on f6. Pawn at g7. His rook can't move anywhere, so he'll probably take here. And then queen at f8 will be coming. If bishop at e6 or e8, I mean, I play this move, and now this and this is both checkmate. Which he, a threat that he couldn't cope with. Alright, quick win. But the number 3 Metzer also winning and back on Berserk. So let's see. For a moment I thought the real Jan Lee was playing, but he has this LM Lee Chess Master before his name. But there is this guy who maybe is a fanboy. And he has a good rating as well, so I don't know who it is, but we'll see. I seem to recall that the Crazyhouse Shield Arena of last month, so not the tournament of yesterday, was won by some Jan Lee number 4 or something like that. So there are people around using his name, maybe getting some extra powers, sacrificing some more queens maybe, just like Jan Lee himself. Ah, he probably was a cheater. Okay, well, that's too bad. You shouldn't cheat. Takes the fun out of the game. And by all means, you can use a computer in your preparation. That's fine by me. But when you're playing, just don't use it. But I guess the temptation of cheating is always present, and some people just fell for it. It's pretty easy just to do. Of course, there's nobody watching you. But I'm glad that leadchess.org has a good system to find cheaters. And I don't know the specs of it, but sometimes you get this message when you had a refund, you lost against a cheater, and then you think, well, I had no idea. I just thought I lost. Pawn in Training is actually doing a good job of defending his position, and I'm trying to make him let him make moves like h5 or yeah, even that. You're just letting the computer beat someone. Where's the fun in that? Exactly. You can say, well, my computer beat you. If you think that's a good way to play, just go into correspondence chess, where it's the combination of the computer and your human intellect. Which, by the way, I tried for a few months in normal chess, not in Crazyhouse. And it's actually nice to see the difference between computers, of course, if you use Stockfish or something else, but also the ideas that you have as a human, and that a computer doesn't have the same ID, but if you play the ID and then the computer says, well, okay, I liked your ID better than I liked my move, then I can see, well, there is some fun in playing with the computer, but otherwise yeah, maybe in Crazyhouse it would be impossible. But I don't know, maybe there are also hidden resources yet to be discovered. And well, maybe there also are matches between Stockfish engines and another Crazyhouse engines. I noticed there are some Crazyhouse bots joining lichess.org. So we'll probably see some matches between the bots. And it's funny because well, like 10 years ago or something like that, 8 years ago when I played Crazyhouse, bots were easily defeated by or not easily, but were around 2300, 2200 compared to humans. It's just amazing to see how quickly those developments are going. Yeah, there we go. Alright, 15 points behind third place. Should be possible within a time limit. But then again, if I encounter someone like Fumitox or get a loss, then it will be very hard. So I got to keep the streak going. Alright. Fumitox to this. Let's see what he's got for me. I think I can play a3 and then knight b5. I think this is one of those lines that if you know it as white, you get a fine position. And even after a move like queen b6, queen d6 I meant, sorry, also knight b5 is very strong. Yeah, he has to sacrifice a piece there. And now that I have won the opening, so to say, I have to make some correct moves. Knight at c3 is a threat. Let's go knight e2. And pawn. Let's castle and see how he develops. Now I've allowed knight c3 again. Queen d3. What does he do then? Just take and bishop h6. I'm just hearing myself say don't allow knight at c3, that's why I play knight e2, and then I still do it. Alright, so we need to keep going, let's go. The point of this move is that if he takes d takes, then I have this move with check, and now I'll try to get in. Yeah, I figured he played that. Bishop g5, threatening mate. Trying to justify the the queen sack with delaying moves. Alright, reasonable. But what about pawn at c5? Then he'll take and I'll take. He takes like this. Gotta watch out for my time. Right, let's just move. As long as I don't give him a knight on e2 and the smothered mate, I should be fine, I think. Let's take on f6. Yeah, queen takes d6. I thought c takes d6, and then he has this escape on c7. And I don't have any bishop to place on. Right, let's retake now. Knight at f4, next move, I guess. Threatening to take on e6. And now knight at d4. Threatening to take on d6, e6 and then c6. Now he has to sacrifice the queen. Let's repeat. Rook at g8, defend at home and also arrest this bishop. Let's pick up the pace. Pawn at d4 maybe, an option. But I think he's already in big trouble. So does he, because he's thinking. Let's repeat. He doesn't have any more pieces to defend this. Oh. Let's just take all. There we go. Bring an end to the streak of Fumi talks, but he will still manage to win this, I guess. Thank you, Patty9. Pretty happy to beat Fumi talks. Mainly because he crushed me in the candidates last year. If you were already around, you might have seen that. I think even Jan Lee covered it on his stream. Maybe 8-2 or 7-3. I can't recall. Let's go knight e4, so I'll have the option of f6. And if he goes knight at e5, I'll play queen e8 or bishop at e8 in this case, to have this cover both ways. Thank you, Petadine. I was trying to entertain as the last seed. And I even managed to win against Master Tan and Blitz Bullets. I don't know, maybe that were my only 2 wins. And like 6-4 against GSVC, 6-4 against 12 team. Those were close matches. It was nice to be a part of the candidates. Knight takes f2 might be a threat. To arrest the queen, and also bishop at d2 and then bishop at c4. That's just a free rook while attacking the queen. Yeah, I'm playing in the 1-0 World Championship, and I've managed to win my first match against Leibniz 12-16 with 18-2, I think, or 20-2. We played more games than was necessary. Yeah, it already began. I think the first rounds are due tomorrow or this week at least. And well, knowing chess players, it will always take a bit longer because well, my experience with chess players is always that they are a bit lazy. Yeah, I streamed it. It's on I think it's still on my Twitch account, and it's also on YouTube. And I don't think I have a YouTube link on Twitch yet, but you can find my channel on Lichess, on my Lichess page. Yeah, there's, for example, this in the Netherlands we have this O2B competition once a month or something like that, and we start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And some clubs are obligated to leave their building at like 6, so they start at 12, and already that's reason for some chess players to complain. Well, that's so early. Why can't we play at 1? Let's go knight at e4, try to get in on f2. I don't mind him taking this pawn. Alright, he's trying to take back with the knight, but then I'll just play pawn at e3. King f1 takes d3, so he has to, and then there will be knight at g3, which seems to be made or very good at least. So I think he has to go king g1, king e1, pawn at e2, bishop takes d3, knight at g3 or f4. And then the pawns are covering dark squares, and the knight are covering is covering the light squares. King g1 h2 is probably the only way to go here. Yeah, he's found it. And maybe now I shouldn't play pawn at f2. Yeah, king takes d3, and true, that was an option. But then I had something like this in mind. And my idea was to play knight at f4. If he goes queen e4, I have this knight e2, knight e3 maneuver. So he has to go here, yeah. He's finding the correct moves, that's a bit annoying. What to play here? Maybe. It's always so annoying when they don't lose fast, yeah. Let's just castle, and then if he takes, knight e2. And then at least I win the rook on h1 if he doesn't walk into mate. And also I have to move a bit quicker. King f1, expecting. Knight g3. And alright. This seems tricky. Threatening to queen and queen e2. Still queen e2 is on. Also rook at d1 is on now. Yeah, let's see what could be a defensive move for him. Right, yeah, that seems reasonable. Let's go rook at c4 to cut off his escape, renewing the threat of queen e1, of queen e2, sorry, since the knight is pinned, while also harassing his queen. Because I also could have gone queen e2 and chase his king, but I don't have that much material left. Knight e4, oh yeah, that would have been good. Queen e2, knight e4. Let's go. Let's just take. And I think after bishop takes f1, I have queen takes d4 and knight at d4. I have to move a bit quicker now. 10 seconds left. And I think he has to take the queen. I mean, queen at e3, queen at e1 is just too big of a threat. Alright, I guess not. He couldn't have taken it because of queen g5. Can't take this either because of the pin. Now queen d5. Where's my mate? Where's my mate? Ah! I lost on time. Darn it. Queen takes e2, checkmate. But I failed to make the move. Alright. Let's see how we're doing. 6 points behind. That was the one. Trying to make him use the pawn. This is also a common trick, You can take the bishop and then take the knight, and two pieces are almost worth the same as the queen. Depends on the situation, of course. Can I do this? Yeah. I think I can even take here. Because this is covered. Trying to go rook at g1. Queen at e4 may be a good move for him. Then I'll sidestep. The point of queen at e4 is that if I block, then bishop takes e6, queen takes e6, queen takes a8. But I can safely move to d8. Can we take advantage of this? Simply bishop takes h3, h3. I guess so. Okay, now we have to win by force. Let's see. King d8, and the bishop covers, and also the knight. Should be enough. It's sad that I lost that last game. Otherwise, this game would have got me into third. But alright, if I manage to get a few quick wins in a row, maybe it will be possible to still get that third place. Alright. Easy again, who managed to beat me on time. Our last game. That won't happen to me again. Well, let's not jinx it. Probably won't happen again. Bishop h7 was also fine. Now I'll probably try to take on d6, bishop at f4, takes on h7, h6, get a quick attack going. Or I can go for c3, bishop, knight takes f5. Take here first. Bishop takes c2, knight takes f7. And if rook takes, then I'll think I'll play pawn at h7, and this diag will become weak. And now his knight is just doing nothing here. He might go for knight takes d4. He doesn't. Alright, then just go c3. I really want to break up this pawn structure, so that afterwards I can play knight f4, for example, attacking this one, or even just take it with the bishop, and then knight at h5, coming in at g7. So the best way would be to cover this with the bishop, but he doesn't have one. And he also can't move it because he took away his own escape squares. And there we go. Now I have kind of what I wanted. His knights are in awkward spots. Trying to make him take the bishop, and then knight at f6 in the future. If he takes knight at f6, we'll win the queen, or checkmate. And after winning the queen, also checkmate. So that's nice. Alright. That's what you get for beating me on time. 1 point between us. Maybe Metzer has stopped playing. Yeah, he's offline. Alright. So one more win in 9 minutes. Should be able to pull that off. Well, this will be a challenge. There you go, Jamarlo. I guess it was your question, or you saying that you had trouble against this system. Fumitax now will give you a demonstration on how to play against it. This knight g2 opens the f-pawn to take control of the e4 square, which is very important. Bishop takes f6, I'll just take and sacrifice the queen. But he probably won't go for it. Bishop a3 maybe. Alright, knight to knight g4. Okay. Blocking the rook. Which is funny to say because there's already 2 pawns blocking, but now he will be able to play bishop at f6 if I don't do something about it. This may have allowed knight g7 though. Let's block the e pawn. Seems prudent and give the king an escape square. Rook b8. Yeah, he wants to trade pieces. And I think I want to take back with the queen if he takes. The problem is that h4 is always on the horizon, or moves like this. Knight at c5, nice. Alright, what to do? Queen c8. Maybe holds. That's just too easy. I have bishop h6 though. Getting a bit of material back. And the rook at g1 is scary for him. Alright, he decides to go like this. I guess I'll interpose with the rook. And let him decide if he wants to trade or move back. And then I'm thinking about knight at d2. Let's see what are his strats. Nothing much. Knight at d2, let's go for it. He has to take, I guess. This is double check. Of double check, I mean discover check. And then it's just queen at e7. That's unfortunate. Can I do something about it? No. He just takes. That's a nice find. Missed that idea. Alright, one more game. Let's get paired up fast and Berserk can try to win in less than 4 minutes. Right, here is ACC Junior. Let's see what you got. Let's go full aggressive. And he's already believing my play, which is nice. Bishop at f6, threatened. Take the rook. Yeah, true. But rook g8 truly had a point. Rook b8 was just a little bit... how do you say that? It wasn't an idea behind it. Should have taken a pawn first. Well, let's just keep on sacking. And these moves I'm making aren't good. I just want to win before the time control is over. Or the tournament time, I mean. Here. Ah, 7 seconds left. Did I made it? Yeah. Oh, just in time. At the last second, we made 3rd place. That's nice. Alright, that will be it for me tonight. My next stream will probably be the Elite Crazyhouse arena this Saturday. I don't know what time it will start. Probably around 7 or 9 Central European summertime. Maybe I will be streaming some normal chess in the following days, but I also have a lot of work and study coming up, so maybe I'll see you in tomorrow or the day after that, but at least I will be playing the Elite Crazyhouse reading this Saturday. So hope to see you next time. If you want to get notifications of me streaming, please click follow, and have a nice evening or morning.